Can you please raise your right hand? Thank you. Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can put your hand down. I'm going to ask you 10 questions which you need to answer correct, at least 6 of them, okay? Are you ready? Okay. What is one reason colonists came to America? Correct. What is the political party of the president now? Okay. Who is the governor of your state now? Who is the father of our country? What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? How many U.S. senators are there? Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? Why does the flag have 13 stripes? When must all men register for the Selective Service? Great, congratulations, you approved your civic test. Now we're gonna do the writing and reading test. Can you please read the following sentence? Now, can you please write the following sentence? Mexico is to the south of the United States. Mexico is to the south of the United States. Again, Mexico is to the south of the United States. This is how you write Mexico is to the south of the United States. Okay, thank you. You did great. What is your full legal name? Have you used a different name? What is your social security number? Just give me the last 4 of your social security number. And your date of birth? And where were you born? Okay. What is your current address? And how long have you been living at this address? And what was your previous address? Since when are you a permanent resident? And how are you able to become a permanent resident? In the last 5 years, how many times have you traveled out of the United States? When was the last time that you traveled out of the United States? And where did you travel to? And what was the purpose of this trip? Okay. Are you planning on traveling anytime soon? In any of your trips, did you spend more than 6 months out of the United States? Okay. How many times have you been married? Were you ever married back in your country of origin? Okay. How many times have you been married? Have you ever been divorced? What is your spouse or your current spouse name? Okay. How long have you been married? Now, tell me a little bit about you. Where do you work? Okay. And how long have you been working there? And what do you do in your job? Okay. What did you do for a living back in your country of origin? Okay. Do you have any children? Are all your children your biological children? And how old are your children? Is your current spouse a U.S. citizen? Are any of your children U.S. citizens? Are either of your parents U.S. citizens? Were your parents married before your 18th birthday? When did you submit your application for the citizenship? In what month? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te está yendo con la práctica? Recuerda que si te gustaría prepararte para responder una entrevista como esta, ofrecemos un curso en nuestra página cursosconfernando.com. En este curso encontrarás un orden de trabajo sin interrupciones que podrás estudiar a tu propio ritmo y a tus propios tiempos sin importar tu nivel de inglés. Además, contarás con el apoyo de nuestro equipo ayudándote en tu preparación. Recuerda, esta página es cursosconfernando.com. Continuemos con la práctica. Mucha suerte. Okay, I'm going to need you to answer yes or no to the following questions. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Okay, why not? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Who's allowed to vote? Okay. Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined into a mental institution? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Do you understand what taxes are? What are taxes? Have you ever not filed your federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? Okay. Did you file your taxes this year? Okay. Usually when you file your taxes, do you have to pay taxes or you receive a refund? Okay. Have you ever been a member or involved in any way with any organization, any association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or another location in the world? No? You were never involved with any organization back in your country of origin? Okay. Have you ever been a member of or any way associated with the Communist Party, with any other totalitarian party, or with a terrorist organization? Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Are you willing to bear arms in behalf of the United States? What is to bear arms? Can you explain it to me? Okay. Have you ever received any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Were you ever involved in any way with genocide, with torture, with killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion? Were you ever a member, or did you ever serve, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups: military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilant unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, militia, insurgent organization? Did you ever work in a prison or jail? In a detention facility? In a prison camp? In a labor camp? Any other place where people were forced to stay? Were you ever a part of any group, or do you ever help any group, unit, organization that uses weapons against any person or threaten to do so? Do you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? What is the form of government of the United States? Okay, thank you. Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Do you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help or support people in combat? Have you ever committed, assisted, and committed or attempt to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? What is cited? Have you ever been charged with committed, attempting to commit, or assisted in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? No. Have you ever been placed in an alternate sentencing or rehabilitate program? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, being placed in probation, or being paroled? Have you ever been in prison or jail? How about back in your country of origin? Were you ever in prison or jail back in your country? Okay. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard, been a prostitute, procured anyone for prostitution, sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics, been married to more than one person at the same time, marry someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit, help anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally, gamble illegally or receive income from illegal gambling, fail to support your dependents or pay alimony, made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? No to all of them. Okay. Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government official to gain entry or admission into the United States, or to gain an immigration benefit while in the United States? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered to remove, exclude, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Are removal, exclusion, rescissions, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? What is deportation? Okay. Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Can you please tell me, why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Okay. Can you please tell me, what is an oath of allegiance? Okay. So do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combat services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian directions? Okay. Can you please verify all the information is correct? If everything is correct, can you please sign and print your name? Everything is correct? Congratulations. I will recommend your interview as approved. The next step will be to have you take your oath and you will become a U.S. citizen. Si te gustaría informarte de cómo son las entrevistas en la oficina que a ti te corresponde, dónde tendrás tu entrevista, te invito a que nos sigas en nuestro segundo canal de YouTube, Citizens Ahora. En este segundo canal ponemos experiencias todos los días de diferentes partes del país. Puede ser que una de estas experiencias te dé información que tú necesitas para tu entrevista. Así que no olvides, síguenos en nuestro segundo canal de experiencias, Citizens Ahora.